Netflix just released the first official clip of Squid Game Season 3. They showed us a full minute of how the new season will begin, and it has revealed some incredible details. Today on Charlietales, we will analyze the scene fragment by fragment, and I'll tell you everything you need to know. Ready? Let's begin. The scene shows us Gi-hun in the players' dormitory after having failed in his rebellion. Here we can see him extremely frustrated because they let him live. Gi-hun demands the guards to kill him already. As I've said before, Gi-hun will start the season completely devastated by the death of his friend, Young-bae. He has lost the will to live and prefers to be eliminated right away. The scene is basically Gi-hun making a ruckus while the frontman watches him. Before analyzing everything, let's place the scene chronologically. If we pay attention, we'll notice that over here there's a coffin, like the ones used for the players' corpses. Thanks to that, we can connect this scene with another one they showed us in the first trailer for Season 3. There, we saw how the guards brought the coffin, and inside was Gi-hun unconscious. So the new clip happens exactly after that scene, when Gi-hun wakes up from the coffin. Gi-hun starts demanding to be eliminated, but the guards don't want to do it. Here we can see that Gi-hun literally takes a guard's gun and tries to force him to shoot. That alone is already intense, but there's something even more shocking. For a second, we can hear the sound of the trigger. Gi-hun manages to pull it, but the gun doesn't fire. Listen for yourselves. Gi-hun genuinely wanted to die. He pulled the trigger, but the gun didn't fire. Maybe the safety was on, or it didn't have bullets. The frontman surely ordered the guards not to eliminate Gi-hun, so they took precautions. This detail makes it clear that Gi-hun is truly devastated. Psychologically, he's not in his right mind and is seeking death. The guards restrain Gi-hun and take him to the ground to calm him down. Here we can see him screaming, and even tears come out of his eyes. The pain he feels is very real and heartbreaking. In all seasons, we haven't seen a version of Gi-hun this desperate. He doesn't want to live anymore. With all this context, I start thinking about something else. A while ago, it was revealed that Gi-hun will be handcuffed in the dormitory. There are several photos confirming this fact. I always thought they handcuffed him so he wouldn't organize another rebellion. But now I think maybe they handcuffed him so he wouldn't attempt to take his own life. The frontman doesn't want him to die. He needs him alive to play. But Gi-hun only wants to give up. It's going to be very difficult for Gi-hun to regain his will, to keep fighting. But we know he'll manage at some point, because in the last trailer, he says the phrase, "I'm going to stop this game once and for all." We don't know how, but Gi-hun will recover. Continuing with the analysis. During the commotion, we can see Gi-hun's friends. They can't do anything to help him. For half a second, we can notice that player 120 opens her mouth to say something, but ends up staying silent. She doesn't dare to speak, maybe out of fear, or maybe she doesn't know what to say. She and Gi-hun are in similar situations. She also failed in the rebellion, and just like Gi-hun, she survived while her friends died. For a second, we also get to see Dae-ho. He is listening to Gi-hun's screams, but he doesn't dare to look. He closes his eyes tightly because he's afraid to see what's happening. He feels deep shame for having failed his friends in the rebellion. The season will surely show us this remorse from Dae-ho, and the guilt will grow stronger when he finds out that Young-bae died. This man was the first person who was kind to Dae-ho throughout the whole game. Dae-ho will surely blame himself for his death. We can also see player number 100 with his friends. This group has always looked down on Gi-hun, and they have constantly voted to continue with the games. They seem somewhat happy about Gi-hun's failure. They are detestable, but they have reasons to celebrate. Thanks to Gi-hun, the number of players was significantly reduced, so the prize money increased. Also, most of the eliminated players were people who voted to leave the games, so now that they're gone, the votes will always lean toward continuing the tournament. This group gained a lot from the failed rebellion, which is why they seem so comfortable. I'm going to enjoy when they get eliminated. Now let's talk about the frontman. There is a lot of material for analysis here. The frontman is in his room, watching everything through a camera in the dormitory. First of all, this is strange. Let's remember that during the rebellion, Gi-hun and his companions destroyed all the cameras, so it shouldn't be possible for the frontman to see this scene. We must assume that some cameras survived or remained hidden, or it's simply a production error. Continuing with the frontman, we see him drinking a glass of whiskey, while Gi-hun's screams can be heard. The scene seems simple, but it's extremely important, because it shows a complete change in the frontman's mindset. He looks unkempt, with doubt on his face, and he drinks the whiskey very quickly. It seems like Gi-hun's suffering is affecting him. To have a better perspective, I want us to look at a very similar scene, but from Season 2. Here the frontman was watching the beginning of the games, and was also in his room drinking whiskey. The scene is similar, but shows key differences. In Season 2, the frontman looks well-groomed, calm, and relaxed. He drinks the whiskey calmly, smells its aroma, swirls the glass in front of his face. The frontman is enjoying the moment. He is a peaceful man, satisfied with his decisions. On the other hand, in the new clip, the frontman looks unkempt, with an expression of doubt. His eyes are teary. When he drinks the whiskey, he drinks it in one gulp. He doesn't savor it. It's very clear that something has changed. For me, this is a clear sign that the frontman developed feelings for Gi-hun. He did come to consider him a friend, and it hurts him to see him in such a bad state. In the first scene, the frontman was calm, enjoying how Gi-hun participated in the games. He invited Gi-hun to defeat him and prove that people are evil. That's why he was so calm. The plan was originally to defeat him and humiliate him. But now that he's achieving it, he's not happy. As the games went on, Gi-hun showed him true friendship. Gi-hun was one of the few people in the world who cared about him. Despite this, the frontman betrayed him horribly. He thought he could betray him without a problem, but now he has doubts about his decisions. Gi-hun made him doubt. This isn't far-fetched. In recent interviews, actor Lee Byung-hun has been questioned about this topic, and he has said that in the finale of Season 2, the frontman didn't want to kill Gi-hun's friend, but he had to do it to teach him a lesson. We couldn't see through his mask, but he was really having doubts. At least that's how the actor puts it. So for me, it's evident that the frontman has developed some empathy toward Gi-hun, and this will be decisive in the series finale. There are no more details, but a few days ago they released one more second of the same scene. Here the frontman says the phrase, "kill them all." What does all this mean? Initially, I thought maybe this scene would correspond to when the frontman gives the order to eliminate players from the tournament. But with the new clip, we know that's impossible, since no one is playing yet. With this option ruled out, the most logical thing would be to think that the frontman is referring to the members of his brother's crew. Let's remember that while all this is happening, the police officer is arriving on the island with a group of soldiers. Most likely, in this call, the frontman is being informed about the boat that arrived. That's why he gives the order to kill everyone. This would imply that they would also eliminate his brother, which seems strange to me. But there's no other option. I don't see who else the frontman could eliminate from here. I'll leave the rest up to your opinion. Do you think the frontman has changed? Could he really return to the side of the good guys? Or will he finally show himself as a total villain who will eliminate his own brother to win? We'll have to wait to find out. That's all for today. If you liked the video, you'd really help me out by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also, remember to subscribe to see more videos like this. Thanks for listening. My name is Charlie, and I'll see you in the future.